Welcome back to Carsten Uncut. Today we do something different because I have a special guest with me, which is Adem Sefa, a very, very close friend of mine and also a close colleague. And I wanted to pick up from last week's session, fight, flight, or stay, because Adam actually said to me, hey, there is a bigger topic about it, because what about those who fight and then might start to crumble? And because there is not a single hero here that is not immune to maybe also falling down. So that's our topic for today. Adam, say hi, and
Hi.
let's rock and roll.
Let's do it.
You had thoughts about it, that even the best once in a while start to fall down.
So I did. So it's funny because we always focus on talent. How good is a person? How good is a leader? How good is a president or a salesperson or a technical person? But we never focus on what does pressure do to talent, right? The best talent in the world will crumble under pressure.
100%.
So you always want to think about how well can your people and your team handle pressure? Because that's the key differentiator, right? And I think Carsten and I have had the privilege of being in many situations where it's been the last minute of the last day of the last bit of pressure. And, most people gave up and threw the towel in. And it was because we didn't, and we didn't crumble under the immense talent of pressure that we had that exceeded and succeeded, right? And I said to Carsten, I was like, imagine a situation where you have amazing sports people like Cristiano Ronaldo, who are the best sports people in the world, but if the game goes by one more hour or one more minute past the allotted slot, do they crumble? And at that point, how valuable is their talent if it's useless when it crumbles?
And so the key question I would have there is, what do you do to not crumble? And what do you do when you crumble? Because I can tell from myself, I mean, as most people know, I've not had the easiest year in my life. And I said, hey, let's just ask for some help, right? Because there's no way you can always do it alone. So what did you do when you started to see, hey, pressure's getting too much, or when you started to crumble? What is your special recipe to come over that?
So I think the biggest misconception people have is when your personal balloon gets very tight, people assume you have to empty the balloon, when it's not the case. I find myself, if my balloon is at 100% full, I'll release 10% and let it get filled up again for another 10%, 15%, let it fill up again. So I think the biggest misconception people have is when things get very stressful, they have to unleash all the stress, when really they don't. Releasing a little bit of pressure from your balloon will help you take the one extra day you need to cross that finish line. And that's what I do personally, right? I seek through family, I seek through a lot of friends, through social interaction, and honestly talking to the people you're close with. Because we very rarely, especially as guys, we don't talk as much as we should, right? We don't protect each other as much as we should. And sometimes we should open up, talk about our challenges, release a little pressure from the balloon that you have.
So you think also that typically we as male leaders feel like we have a little bit this hero syndrome. So we have to take it all on our shoulders and just somehow make it happen. And no worry, we will get it done somehow. But I at least found for myself, well, even heroes need to refuel once in a while, and also get it off their shoulders and recharge their batteries. So I love that the way you said it. Hey, it's like family and it's friends, and take pressure off the balloon and get back onto it, because nobody has ever done it alone, right? I mean, nobody ever has done it alone. And there's this famous saying, Napoleon conquered. So did he do it completely alone, or did he at least have a cook with him? So, and we just had a good meal. So yes, we did. There is a cook with us. But I would be really curious to understand from you guys, how do you feel about it? How do you get off pressure? How do you handle pressure? And what do you do when you feel like you start to crumble? Because nobody has ever done it alone. Adam, thank you very much for being here with me. And I'm looking forward to the next one, Carsten Uncut. Thank you, team.